Welcome, and thanks for taking a few minutes to join this training. Whether you're watching this as a new sponsor or as a refresher for a seasoned sponsor, this session is designed to walk you through the essentials of owner-occupied rehabilitation feasibility workbook. This is the feasibility workbook needed for applications for owner-occupied rehabilitation projects, which involves the rehabilitation of homes already owned by the occupant. In this video, we'll cover the key steps you need to complete the feasibility workbook process confidently and avoid the most common issues we see. We'll walk through the process, highlight important requirements, and show you exactly what you need to complete your part successfully. Let's get started. The feasibility workbook is a required document that helps ensure the scope of work being completed is eligible, the costs are reasonable, and the amounts entered are within AHP guidelines. Additionally, this is the document that indicates there is a need for the AHP subsidy. The feasibility workbook can be found on the AHP public website under Application, Round Forms. The workbook will need to be completed in Excel format, and any other formats will not be accepted. If the workbook is opened in Google Docs at any time during the completion process, it will not be able to be uploaded to AHP Online. A new workbook must be downloaded and completed in Excel. Additional documentation that will be needed is the AHP Implementation Plan, Exhibit A Project Cost Guidelines, Owner-Occupied, Exhibit B Eligibility and Feasibility Guidelines, Owner-Occupied, and Exhibit E Definitions, which are all found in the AHP Implementation Plan. Below are some screenshots that show how to get to the documents needed. Next, we'll move on to completing the Owner-Occupied Rehabilitation Feasibility Workbook. When the workbook opens, the first tab is Start Here, as shown below. Then from the drop-down box, select Rehab. Then select the Rehab tab. The other tabs DP8 and below MR will be blacked out. Enter the project name, same name as the application, and enter the date the workbook is being completed. Next, enter the targeting breakdown that matches what is being entered in the application. If the targeting in the workbook does not match the application, the workbook will not be able to be uploaded in AHP Online. Below in the screenshot is an example. Enter the AHP subsidy requested amount and any other source amounts the project will use, such as MFP, home grants, etc. This is the total amount that will be used for the entire project and not just one homeowner. When the workbook is uploaded, it will prompt the other source documentation to be uploaded on the commitment letter screen. The documentation will need to be from the source provider and verify the amount entered in the workbook. If there is MFP, this is also a scoring commitment that will need to be selected on the scoring screen of the application, and the same documentation for MFP can be used. Below is a screenshot of an example. Next is the uses of funds, where the scope of work for rehab will be entered. Enter the type of scope of work, such as HVAC, roofing, plumbing, etc. Or make sure the work being completed is eligible per the FHLBank Topeka definition, which can be found in Exhibit E of the AHP Implementation Plan. Then enter the number of units the project plans for each scope of work. Remember, the number of units in the Uses of Funds section do not have to match the total project units and can be higher than the total units in the Targeting Breakdown section. Units can have multiple scopes of work. Costs paid by AHP and costs paid by other sources. This is the MFP, home grants, etc. One estimate will be required to be uploaded that aligns with the total cost and scope of work. For example, an HVAC estimate is $12,000, $2,000 being paid by other sources, and $10,000 by AHP. If there are 10 units, then the total paid by AHP would be entered as $118,000. $2,000 would be entered in the costs paid by other sources for a final total of $120,000. The estimate uploaded would be for the total cost of $12,000. We understand these estimates and scopes of work are just that, estimates. If awarded, the project will not be held to what is entered exactly in the workbook. Next, enter the third-party inspection fees, if applicable, as costs paid by AHP, and this is the total amount being charged per unit. For example, if there are 20 units and a $100 fee per unit, then the total would be $2,000. Enter the sponsor fee, if applicable, which is 10% of the rehabilitation costs paid by AHP, or $1,000 max per unit. Enter the homeownership counseling fee if the project has this as a scoring commitment, which is $500 max per unit. This cannot be charged if there is no home ownership counseling commitment. The information entered in the feasibility workbook should match the information being entered in the application. Reminder, the workbook needs to be completed in Excel format. Any other formats will not be accepted. The next step would be uploading the feasibility workbook to the application. See the AHP application user guide available on the AHP public website to upload the feasibility workbook and supporting documentation. Please visit our other video trainings and resources for full details on how to complete different aspects of the application. That covers the key steps you'll need to complete this process successfully. Take a moment to review any sections you would like to revisit and feel free to reference the supporting materials such as the AHP implementation plan. Thanks for taking the time to go through this training, and we hope it helps you move forward with confidence. This concludes the training. You now have the essential information to complete the process accurately. Please review this video, AHP implementation plan, and application user guide if you need a refresher. Thank you for watching. You've reached the end of the training. Great job sticking with it. Remember, the materials are always available if you want to revisit anything. Thanks for taking time to learn with us.